Morning students, I hope you are fit and fine and I welcome you in this lecture of English part first. Today we are going to use the textbook of NCERT and its name is Footprint Without Feet. And the lesson which I am going to teach you today is related with a very secret story, a story in which you can use your mind game to baffle anyone, a secret which is unrevealed in the text or which is not properly revealed till the end of the story also. So as you have seen, the lesson behind me written on the board is The Midnight Visitor, and the part number first I am teaching you, which is coming from the lesson number 3rd as you go more on. So what is in the lesson? First of all, I will tell you about the introduction. So, taking the introductive part of this lesson, we need to understand that introduction deals with some of the characters. Means, I'll make you understand some of the characters of the lesson. Means, the character first, who is Oswell. Now, who is Oswell? We need to understand Oswell is the character in the story who is actually leading whole of the story around himself. The story revolves around Oswell. Not only that person, but another supportive person also, who is also relating with the story. Whenever we know that the stories are spoken, the stories are said, or the stories are narrated well in the comic character, inside a theory character about the thriller, or inside the horror character, or if it is the characterized about the spy agent. The story deals with the spy agent of the story. And as I said you, whenever the story is characterized in any character, in any form, in any category, it has to be keep most of the basic things in it, which can be including humor, which can be including some of the suspense, which can be including twist of the story. So Oswell, now let me define you, who is Oswell in the story? He is actually a spy agent. Now, what is the work of the spy agent? The work of the spy agent is to keep some secret, to reveal some secret, to deal with some secret, and also to solve the mysteries of the secret. That's the work of a spy agent. So, here's the first character which I am introducing you. The second character, if I go more further, is the Fowler. Who is the Fowler? We need to understand. Fowler means he's a writer. He is like a writer. He is writing the theories related with any concept or related with any human being, related with any ancient time past life history or any kind of thing here. So how the story is starting? See, I made you to understand about the basic character of the lesson. Now one more character in the lesson is there, who is Max. Now I'll tell you about the Max later, but I'll show you here the next character of the story, that is Max. So the story revolves around a paper, or you can say a story revolves around a document which is very, very secret, and the story also revolves around a man who is actually trying to save himself, save his partners, and also use his brain in a time where he need to actually become trouble, but he is not actually becoming troubled. He is trying to solve his own theory by the cleverness of his mind. So the story begins with the basic part about the hotel room. Now what happens in the hotel room? It's very much general. If I talk about Oswell, he did not fit in the character of the spy agent, because if you talk about Oswell, spy agent we have seen in the movies, cinema, comics and many more things. The spy agents are always smart, they are tall enough, and also they are somehow thinking to do all the basic work to the advanced level. In that they are trying to recover all the data, they are trying to solve the mysteries, they are also trying to present some humor inside their theories whenever they are trying to solve any case of the theory. But if I talk about the Oswell, he was not fitting in this character. So if you go more further, Oswald did not fit in any description of the spy. And furthermore, Fowler had somehow about to meet him. So Fowler was thinking that, yeah, I should meet this person and he should be very smart enough. He will be like a spy. He'll be very smart enough and he'll be wearing the hat like I have seen in the movies and all. But when he is meeting that person, he is totally shocked out by observing and seeing a fat man, because Oswald was a thin little, not the thin but small little fat man, a very chubby man. So where the Oswald had somehow made conversation to meet him in his hotel room, they both are following to meet each other one an evening. Now where is the hotel room? The hotel room is in the French street of the market, or we can say French street of the side. So here where the Oswald had a room, Fowler felt down, and it was somehow a small room on the 6th top floor. See my dear students, we all are having the rooms, compartment or tenements or whatever the houses are there. Oswald he was having a room on the 6th floor, top level of that. So when he was having that kind of thing, he was secretly setting all the adventure himself. And actually when Fowler met him, Fowler was thinking that it will be like a romantic atmosphere, but he was mistaken, because it was not like that. And the spy agent, whose name is Oswald, was somehow a normal common person. He was not fitting in the category of the spy agent, because he was somehow looking unhealthy. And you know, there is a human psychology that whenever we talk about any person related his job, we examine himself in our inner peace of the conscience, or we can say that we just imagine that person, that ye insan aisa hi hoga. But when we meet that actual person, that person is not actually like that. So Oswald was, for one thing, very much sure that he was very fat enough, as the story narrates here. So how's the Oswald? Oswald is a fat man. Yes, he is a fat man. Whereas house, or we can, not the house, but we can say his room is on the top floor. Okay, top 6th floor. That is described inside the textbook and the lesson 2. So somehow very fat, and then there was an accent, means he used to speak not a single or not only one accent, he used to jumble the accent. And if I go with the theory, he was somehow speaking French, though he was passively German, and somehow it was a sitting of his own thing when he had bought from the Paris, and he read himself in the other part of the his own city. So he was having all the mixed accent. Accent means whenever he was speaking using some different language tone. Not only different language tone, whenever his pronunciation was there, the pronunciation was also somehow not mixing with its own surrounding cultural people. So if I talk about he was wishing that he was speaking somehow like the Parish, he was speaking like American too here, and the Boston, although he was 20 years living at the Boston, and then also he was using the American accent whenever he was speaking. So in the India, we generally use the Indian accent, we don't use the American accent. But if I talk about Oswald, he was using that kind of accent, somehow related with the German too here. So now you are disappointed, Oswald is telling. Now the story is moving more further. He is telling, okay, you are disappointed. To whom he is telling? He is telling to the Fowler. Now why Fowler should be disappointed? There is a question. Why Fowler should be disappointed? Actually, Fowler's face was so happy to see this person, because he thought that I'm gonna meet a person who is very smart enough, or who will be very smart enough. He'll be a spy agent, a secret service agent. So it will be very interesting to meet that kind of person, to that kind of personality here. Oswald said wheezily over his shoulder, keeping the hand, that you are somehow looking very disappointed. And at that time, somehow we can say that, okay, you were told that I was a secret agent, a spy agent. He's telling that you were told. तुम्हें कहा गया था कि मैं एक secret spy agent हूँ? And he said, yeah. Fowler said, yeah, I know that. I was told. But somehow the spy dealing is spontaneous. Means it is related with the a different category of the work. It is not like a normal human being. Spy agents are always smart, good body language, fit, slim, tall. They wear the long coat, they wear the hat over the head, and many more things there. So you were told that I was secret agent, a spy dealing with a spogenous, dangerous case, a different dangerous case. And furthermore, you also were told that he is telling to the Fowler that you also may have told that I may be a smart person, but actually I'm not here. He is appointing himself also, he is approving himself. So instead you have spent a dull evening in the French music with a sloppy fat man who is like to enjoy this kinds of evening. He's telling to the Fowler. Oswell was a fat man and he was not a man who was interested in doing the all entertaining work. He was related always with his own definition of his life. So meanwhile, when he was talking with the Fowler, that Fowler might have been known about, and he have been imagined that he is going to meet a person who is actually related with the spy agencies. So he may be like a spy servant, like a spy agent, looking like a spy figure. But he was somehow disappointed. Therefore, the Oswell is asking him, I hope you might have thought to look inside like a dark eye beauty and you could enjoy with me, but actually I am like this, what I am. So it shows your face that you are locally disappointed. So meanwhile, when Oswell was telling this all the thing to the Fowler that you are somehow disappointed. Fowler is a young writer. He is actually having the designation of the writer. He is a young writer who is writing for his own self, and he is writing for the good books and theories also. Suddenly somebody is entering in the hall or in the room. What is happening here? He is speaking these all things with the Fowler, and suddenly a frustrated guest came inside knocking the door. Or if I say that while he was talking with the Fowler, there was a knock on the door, and he chuckled out. Chuckled means what? He was somehow, he freaked out that who is there at that time, because they were actually waiting for a secret paper which was about to come inside by other secret agency service. So in this case, they both were very alert, Oswell as well the Fowler too. So my dear students, here the story will take a sharp turn in which everything will be somehow described or derived out. So what is happening? You are disillusioned. You are disillusioned. You are not the person whom I was expecting. Oswell is telling by freaking out. Who was there on the gate? After the knock, when the Oswell is going to open the gate, and he went also, when he opened the gate, he is speaking that you are disillusioned. Oh, I can see you. Oswell told him. Him means there must be a male gender person standing there, and therefore Oswell told him, but take care, my young friend, yourself, and have the cheer inside with us. Presently we are also enjoying here. The room was darkly filled, so Fowler was not able to see that who was at the door, but very soon Fowler saw that here. And after that you will see a paper in a quite a while. You can have a seat. Actually, after that, when the Oswell is switching on the light, when he's turning on the light and welcoming the new guest, he was actually having a pistol in his hand. So after seeing the pistol, Fowler's reaction was very interesting means he was actually scared, because he has never seen anyone with the pistol targeted towards any of his close friend or any of his person who is closely sitting or standing in his own room. So this was a quite of adventure for the Fowler, but for the Oswell, it was a normal thing, as he was a spy. He used to meet these kinds of people who are somehow we can say thief, or who are serial killer, or who are extra other people. So if we talk about the fat man Oswell, he was very smart enough, and after that what he did, he tried to make that person comfortable to sit inside. That means he tried to make that Max come and sit together inside comfortably, but Max was not ready to hold that position. He was asking about the paper, because the paper was very interesting and it was very documented paper consisting the some secret agent information and secret deals too here. So therefore everybody was needing that paper. As that man entered, Ausable said that you are asking about the paper for whom most of the men and women have sacrificed their life, or they have made risk for their life. Now this word risk somehow refers that the paper must be very important, or it must be very valuable. So Ausable is playing the trick by showing some of the hyperbolic words of the risk. As well, somehow as he spoke, Ausable closed the door, and as he was speaking, he just closed the door because no one can get out here. So when the Ausable closed the door, Fowler had his first authentic thrill that day. For halfway of the cross room, a small, we can say that man, or a small fat little man, is now handling a pistol holding a man that he was actually observing. Fowler was observing this thing, and he was thinking that here it is going like a movie scene. You can understand that he is a writer. As we talk about the Fowler, he is a writer. Okay, now they don't use any pistol, they use the pen, pencil or eraser, but the Fowler is the Ausable is a person who is spy agent, and he is not only using the spy materials, but is also familiar with the pistol, gun and many more weapons too here. So after that, for the halfway across the room, a small automatic pistol in his hand stood a man, and after watching that, he was somehow freaked out, as I said to you. See why this is happening? This is happening because if you leak some data or some information before a meeting, any other one can enter inside that meeting, and they can somehow ruin your meeting also, or somehow they can go with that meeting, that where you need to understand to keep some secret with you only. If you go and deal for the gold, if you go and deal for the paper, if you go and deal for the other thing, you need to understand that deal can be somehow cracked out also with the other personalities, where they can somehow take that material. So you should always keep the secret with you only. So this unwanted guest, whose name was Max, is now entering in the story with a pistol, as I said you. And after that, Ausable blinked a few times. He was just blinking with a few times, and after that he said, Max. He wheezed. After seeing clearly, he is observing that, oh, you are the Max here. Where were you till now? Kahan the tum abhi tak? He's just asking, okay? He's saying that I thought you were not here. So you are present right now at my place. What a pleasure here. I thought you were in Berlin. Tum to Berlin mein the na? So what are you doing here in my room? And the man said, don't become so smart. I have also come here for the reason you are here. I have also came here because our both reasons are same. You also are here to get that documentary paper. I'm also here to get the documentary paper. So Max Ausable slandered. He just making a smile, and he's just trying to prove himself right. And he's telling that, oh yes, I see. You're also with that paper. But most of the men and women have taken the risk for this paper. This all the thing was happening in the room, and it was observed by Fowler, and he was freaked out very badly. So here, a little less than tall, with a feature, with a suggestion slightly craftily, and if you talk about the gesture of the Max, he was little tall, and a man who is wearing the coat, and you can see inside the textbook that he is wearing the coat, and he is having the pistol in his hand, and he's a quite young man. He's not an old man, as the Ausable is there, and he's having nothing special for the menace. So therefore, there was about him, nothing was there about him. He came from a side of his town. He was not in the Berlin. He was at his French colony, or we can say in the French residences of the nearby hotels. So latterly, the report he murmured, okay, the report is that, bring me the report. He's asking about the report. Now what was the report? Report means that same paper for whom the all people, or these all three men were waiting out here. Max himself, Ausable, and we can say that Fowler came here to just get his own experience and write some theories about that. So literally, he murmured, the report that is being brought to you tonight, coming some new missiles. So that report was having some documentary information about the missiles. And he came here to take that report. Who came here? Max came here directly to take that report, where the Ausable was a legal person to take that report in his own control. and after that here. So I thought I would be take it from you, it will be safer in my hands, not in your hands. So he's using a dialogue there, and he's saying that, oh my dear friends, Oswell, अब तुम old हो चुके हो, give me that paper, I will take that paper, and I will take the care of the paper. Now you are old enough, you can go from here. So he's trying to prove himself that he was actually right at that point. He's trying to prove that, sir. So this story is still here only. We will see this story in the other part, and in the second part I will make this story to go on, because now in the story a new person has entered whose name is Max. So what will be the ending part of the story, what will the climax part of the story, that you need to wait for it for the other parts. And somehow we can say that till then you can revise more syllabus or revise more lessons related with this only. So till then you can take care and see you in the next part of the theory.